Hello there gamers, I'm Drekov, I play Salmon Run a lot, and before we get into today's rotation, I have to say something extra about the previous one. You see right here, I actually did play that tonight, so whatever the hell is wrong with me, did it all on freelance only as well, all alone. Of course I did find some nice players, some nice regulars. Wait, especially the middle part of it really nice and chill. There was, I think, 18, 19 losses, something like that. Pretty amazing, actually. But man was dirty, like, death average went over 2 by the end. Ouroboros kill ratio was not good. Yeah, it was ugly, but also a lot of fun. And why I'm mentioning all of this here anyway is, like, my predictions about this rotation. As I've told you them after the weapons intro in that last episode, it was pretty much all nonsense. It was all wrong. First up, the thing that I quoted with not really launching the tent shield match from the Japanese Twitter. I disagree with it now. I have launched it a lot still. Like not all the time, of course, but I mean, I never do that. But yeah, it was still very useful. The reason for that is that lessers actually definitely were an issue in this rotation, believe it or not. Yes, these weapons are all theoretically good for lessers. The thing is they're also all busy with bosses and like, cross-firing bosses and stuff, and it just creates ults easily. Like, weather waves would be nice and chill or like actually hard. It's definitely a matter of pacing, like you need to get some really good early sequencing and somehow keep that up till the end and everything, and you know, it's really hard, and day waves definitely were the hardest in this rotation. Harder than Rush even. Like when the team was good, then Rush was completely free, you wouldn't even need to sing a special. Day waves, and even high tide too, as good as this might look for lessers, but your high tide was freaking hard. What can I say? I was also a little bit lucky to like not see too many of them near the end. Like mostly normal tide, maybe some low tide, so I don't remember. Also a lot of night waves, and yeah, night waves are easy with this. Yeah, this was quite an experience overall, and I had absolutely no idea about it ahead of it. Yeah, spawning grounds is always fun to play, and I'm looking forward to the next shooter-less one here. So that too works out. We'll have to see. Next one we're getting on grounds anyway. Does have a shooter, does have ballpoint. Yeah, whether I have time is a whole different question. Alright, with that out of the way, we're getting to the rotation. It is this one, and we'll just go straight into the weapons. Splattershot Jr, lightweight shooter, 28 damage per shot, 336 damage per second, 200 shots out of its ink tank. It can fire for pretty much forever. No duration to empty its whole ink tank, it's over 16 seconds. Pretty much the longest out of weapons, for obvious reasons. Yeah, what that means is you can use a lot of bombs with it and then still quite a bunch. However, it can actually be a little bit slow to kill HP targets. Like, it's fine still, you can go after them. But yeah, low DPS shooter still, in comparison to some others. Steelheads, let's talk about steelheads. Way you wanna fight them is stand in front of them. If you're jumping, then you're making your RNG a lot worse. You can still kill them when jumping. It's possible, but need to be more careful then. If you just stand below them, then it's completely consistent. And of course, if you have the ink to spare, you can also just always throw a bomb at its feet. That should cover lessers that was around it. Might get in your way. Yeah, if you time it right with a cycle, will also deal 30 damage to it. Basically replacing a single shot. Any other bosses about? Yes, not really. The annoying part is that you need 3 shots per part. you can throw a bomb ahead of it, then that is nice, does speed up the kill by a bit. You cannot, then whatever, not the end of the world. Your sticks are interesting, you're only two-shotting them, just like small fries, of course. And actually, because your fire rate is so high, you're still really good at killing small fries, and it's like gorillas actually. This doesn't quite translate to fish sticks because they're moving, so... Like you kinda... I haven't figured this out quite myself yet, I've just heard about it, that it can be made consistent, but... You do need to turn your aim a bit in order to not miss shots once you've claimed the fish stick. Of course, if not claiming it, then you do need some high ground to hit it. Then of course, since you can bomb really nicely, focus flyfish to the best of your ability, you can get fast to them as well. As you have swim speed. Gain the zones. Stuff. Yeah, night waves. Gorillas I've already mentioned with the small fries, and honestly all there's to say about night waves as well. Like it's really just one of your most basic and flexible weapons. Okay. The only thing it excels at is exactly mobility and tank efficiency. Yeah, and paint of course. Oh yeah, that is the Junior. Splattershot Pro is a medium-weight, long-range shooter. Part of what that means, this is the painting pattern here, you've seen it right there. It might not paint your feet, sometimes it does, but it's RNG, not consistently anyway. The paint is actually decently fine, doesn't leave that much blank space, so that is really nice. I believe it's actually quite a bit better than that squelcher, as far as density goes. Anyway, damage, 45 damage per shot, so you're facing some massive overkill on chunks, unfortunately. Other low fire rate, but still not super low. Damage per second is 337, so pretty much exactly as Junior's Splashomatic and Zap. However, much lower fire rate and higher damage per shot. It's quite a bit different, and then of course also the much longer range. This is really the range that you can hit still hits at. That of course makes this a really good fish stick killer. You're one-shotting the fly fries and you can like just do this circular motion thing from the ground and you're gonna kill them really fast. That would be like your main role to do that, and also snap stingers from afar with 2 shots per part. When it comes to lessers, you're one-shotting the small fries, which is good, but for others, I mean, Cohock is actually pretty efficient too, as you're seeing here. It jumps very efficient. Of course, everything else that can be hit for damage. Not much to say about it. You just shoot at it and eventually it will go down. And about ink efficiency of this. It's not quite as bad as in the old game. It got a bit of a buff to it. Nice. Used to be just 50 shots, I believe, 2% per shot. I do not know what it's now, I do not have it in front of me. Anyway, when you throw a bomb, this is what you can do. You can do roughly 600 damage for that. So that would be a scrapper shield stun. Make sure to refill wisely and stuff. With the other shooter pretty much, and gonna be fine still. Right, night waves. Talk about night waves. Not exactly the best shooter for rush exactly because of low fire rate and dealing only 5 damage under a jump kill, so yet to hitting them. It's really slow. Yeah, it is what it is, just shoot at them anyway and shoot at goalies, so... And they might die at basket. Hopefully. Unless you can do small fries if there is no better weapon for it. for the most part, hope that's a better weapon for it still than just the gorilla. Especially nice to with the stun because you can hit from range, so you can like weaken it as it approaches, which helps with a lot of weapon sets actually. Just dealing 401 damage like in a short time is like not really doable for most weapons solo. Like you would need multiple otherwise, but it's always possible. Mothership, if there's absolutely no long range, then try to stand behind basket and reach next as they're flying over basket. But if I do have a dedicated sniper type weapon, if you will, just stand wherever no one else is and you know, that's it. Right, I believe that should be all about night waves as well. Ranged blaster, medium weight blaster class weapon, fires exactly 1 shot per second. That means the damage per second would be 250 or 150 with indirects. Painting pattern, normal blaster stuff. Whenever you're forced to paint flopper zones with this solo, then probably use a bomb to help, like this roughly. Also can be useful is to put the end your shots like right onto the zone for just a little bit more paint. It actually seems the end of blasts, they do seem less prominent in this game than the game. But yeah, 1 shot per second and low mobility actually because there's a lot of back here. And try to not jump too much here. As you see, there's quite some shot deviation. Shoot when landing ideally if you have to jump to get a little bit better RNG. Otherwise only do it like to move like this. You are gonna always put paint under your feet, which is nice for that. When you do need to hit your targets, make sure to hit your targets and stand. That's the same thing about the vanilla blaster, well if not even more so. Right, let's talk about the damage itself. Indirects, they will kill small frays, they'll kill chumps. Get 2-shotting hits with indirects as well. Whether you direct it or not pretty much doesn't matter. Nice is if you do it, it's probably actually easier to hit directs than indirects, much further. Yeah, 2 indirects are better than that, and it's always a 2-shot. Cohocks, a nice combo. 1 direct plus 1 indirect. In other words, this thing kills at least 1 Cohock per second. So now if you have 2 Cohocks next to each other, you direct them each and they're both gonna go down. That would be 1 Cohock per second. If you are looking at something like Golden Mud Mouse, then of course getting more than 1 Cohock per second. Like you just do this kind of thing and like they're just all gonna die really quickly. It's super nice. It's as if you had a charger almost, except like from a different angle. Speaking of angles, of course, try to stand to the side of lasers or above them. You can hit as many of them as possible with your blasts. The blast radius is also really big of this. That is how this thing works. Focus lasers, but you'll be good against bosses. And because this is 250 damage, you are 2-shotting these guys on here. Not the scrapper shield though, that would still be 3 shots. Annoyingly enough. Or indirects if you really have to, but hopefully not. 2 directs, 1 indirect, that would work too on the scrapper. Yeah, that is the only part that is slow here. But 2-shotting the actually vulnerable parts, it is so nice. It actually makes this not feel slow for once. But yeah, of course, things work out much different for Drizzlers, and that's because they have more HP. I believe for Drizzlers you actually need to throw a bomb if you wanna one-cycle them with damage. So, don't quote me on that though. If it is possible with main weapon only, to be like almost frame perfect. Talk about fish sticks. Sticks, if you aim, if they're like already planted into the ground and you're aiming inward with the correct timing, it's possible to 2-shot them. The 3-shot is still more likely. And when they're still in the air and you're shooting like at the fly phrase where they're still like in a small ring instead of a wide ring, you get lucky with your jump shot RNG, because you likely do need to jump to actually reach that with your blast. You can one-shot them. I have not done it a single time yet at the time of recording this tutorial, but I've seen clips of it. It's something worth experimenting with, and I've heard from some people that they actually have gotten somewhat consistent at it. So that is really strong if you can land that. Right, that is all about the weapon and the enemy matchups, I believe. Towards the night waves. For gorillas, help with small fry cleanup, of course. You can catch quite a lot of them with your blasts. You don't even need to aim at any of them directly, like just above them is fine, then you can do just that. Or a decent area of them. But when there's a stunned gorilla and the ground is clear of small fries, then shoot at the gorilla directly and stand close to maybe, and then you will catch all the spawning small fries last. The night waves rush, stand to the side of the stream and shoot at the chumps. Actually, can aim for the goldies too to weaken them. Appreciate it as well. Might miss them though, depending on how fast they move. Stand to the side or above, like on the spawning grounds, for example, and you should be able to them. Not all of them for sure, don't worry about it, there will be stragglers. Your teammates have to worry about them then. So yeah, normal blaster stuff there. Other ships, something you can do with this as well as other blasters is like aim right where the pipe and the main body of the mothership intersect when it latches onto the basket. You should be able to hit some spawning Chineks, and Golden Eggs will drop right next to the basket. Yeah, Mud Moss I've already mentioned. You're really good for clearing Cohocks around the Golden Mud Moss. And if there's no better weapon or no other plan nearby, then also do chumps. What about the green Smurfray Mud Moths? Try to avoid the Smurfrays and just bomb them. You're way too slow for that, and very likely there's better on the comp. Yeah, that is about Range Blaster. Really fun blaster, one of my favorites. Elita 4000. Heavyweight charger works pretty much exactly like the Splat charger, except for swim speed. Of course, different tank values and stuff. It's actually more ink efficient, ironically enough. Normally, you know, heavyweight weapons tend to be really poor on ink efficiency. Not this one. The reason for that is it only one-shot the big targets. Not the biggest targets, I guess, but yeah. You only need 25% of your ink tank with a 500 HP boss or a Cohock. That means you can also still use a bomb after or before that. That is not possible with a Splat charger. That's pretty much the main reason why it's better. And then of course also the raw DPS that you get from just having to do one charge. Like the one charge is slower than one charge from the chargers, yes of course. But it's not quite doubly as slow. You are gaining DPS. Because like Splat charger and most others has piercing. Trap shots are 50. If you do need a partial for 100, like say, or Drizzle or Torpedo pretty much exactly. And that is half of the ring. And you'll have 100. Don't need that for Mothership, Chinooks though. You're always gonna one-shot them down near 50 HP instead of 100. Yeah, the power shots there you do only to build up enough range to hit them. Or that a bit later. What else? Big shots are of course 2 shots exactly. Bristler can do 2 fully charged shots, however you would need to land the first right as it opens, otherwise you're not gonna have enough time. So something else that you can do and that kills Drizzlers faster. You hit them with a fully charged shot first, and be close to them and then tap them down. 6 taps after that. That kills. Grapper shield. At like 600, you're also hard stunned that immediately. If you're a teammate of an elite and you see them have a charge, it's generally nice to turn scrappers to them if you can. They can kill them really fast. And then fish sticks, same as vanilla charger. Paint them as much as you can. Kinda do not want to claim to take them out, but if there's really nothing else to do with, then do so. And this bit, other thing. Yeah. Gonna be slow and you might miss it. Go a little bit. You may need to turn around a bit. You'll figure it out on the field. Stingers, a splat charger, throw a bomb and then tap, or and yeah, let's of course you can snipe them really nicely. But one shot and you do not need high ground, you just need distance. Which you're trying to keep anyway, because you really want to avoid small losses as much as you can. For Cohocks, big priority, you're one-shotting them. You're piercing them. Such good value to get rid of them, especially on high tide. Contrary to popular belief, Elita is actually very good at high tide. Because it can just delete a lot of Cohocks in very little time. Like even blasters can be like slower than that for sure at times. Alright, talk about night waves. Rush, what you wanna do a lot of the time is prioritize goldies, you're one-shotting goldies. If the comp really doesn't struggle with goldies at all, then you can also just feel free to focus X a lot. Just tap down stragglers instead of ever charging your shots. If you're playing stuff such as High Tide Rush Freelance, then most of the time I do actually recommend just tapping. Because generally it will be really hard for the team to catch everything. But as long as everyone will be shooting something and you're contributing your taps as well, then you should hopefully just barely kill the goldies somehow in a teamwork effort. And just keep each other safe like that. Gorillas. You are stunning gorillas with one shot. So make sure your positioning is accurate. Try to avoid small fries at all costs. Then once the gorilla is stunned, your compass has slow DPS charge again and hit him again for 600. If it's high DPS, then just tap spam after you get the stun. Because you're not even gonna have enough time to get that charge and have it hit the gorilla. Like this is when you have the Apples as the Emperor, that kind of stuff. Or sure, whatever, no. Silly high DPS weapons. Mudmouse. Focus the Cohox out of the golden Mudmouse, or everything else just throw bombs, breaks and stuff. Mothership, of course, really important. That guy's dead on Spiral, on every other map are tight. Then somewhere behind the basket and hit Chinooks as they're tossing over basket roughly. You can do that with partials. As soon as you have the range, you're gonna get the reticle. That's actually quite easy. However, do watch your enrichment. Like, make sure to swim every now and then a bit. Also look up enough. As you're seeing here, your camera does go a little bit less up when you're swimming. Also look at the sky when you're charging. you're gonna get a better angle. Elita well, Elita will not really have time to run too many eggs on Mothership actually. Yeah, you kind of feel bad. Don't fuss about it really. Just especially don't throw too many eggs because you do need your ink to actually snipe things. This generally is a nice enabler for good Mothership scores with normal weapons only. Can often be seen in records. Well as Jet Squelcher, Rapid Blaster Pro, and Bamboozle as well. Like these 4 weapons that are really nice for Mothership. You have one of them, it's always use. Oh yeah, and then speaking of course, position yourself so that you can open Targashas early, ideally. Then once the Goldie is out, on big Goldies you wanna deal with full charges, on small Goldies you wanna tap them. It can be hard to follow them sometimes, but you'll get a feel for it, and the team will help nicely with it. You can never line up shots against lines of Cohocks, downtimes. That is nice too, not your main focus though. That, I believe, is all about the future. Alright, we are back here, so that was the weapon to turret. Let's talk about the set. It is boring but effective, I'd say. Like, we have 2 shooters, they're not the best shooters, but they're still shooters. And then we have one of the better chargers for sure. The better blasters. The mobility in the set isn't quite super high. Like, it might feel a bit clunky, I guess. Yeah, still, it's Hydroplant, it's probably the easiest map. You get to hold the R a lot. Like, it's not the best we've ever had or anything, but perfectly functional. It's just not that. But one thing that I expect to be pretty terrifying with this rush, of course. Splattershot Pro is just really weak for rush because of not dealing 50 damage and then having the slow fire rate. We know how it is. Blaster can filter okay, but it's definitely not gonna catch other chumps, so there will be stragglers, and it has others and lag and stuff that will need to be protected well by the team, and the power of protection here is kinda low. It's the kind of set where Elite actually has to focus Goldies a lot more than on the average set probably. It means it will be able to run less X, and running X is generally annoying on this map's rush. The shooters also need to catch stragglers. Rest of the abilities, because the Elite cannot do that when it's charging and stuff. So yeah, overall this is just a really weak rush comp. I mean, you could do worse for sure. Yeah, this is not gonna be free, good teams are needed. This is say about this comp for now. Let's jump into games. If you find this informative or entertaining or whatever, then hit that subscribe button, leave a like and a comment. Support is appreciated. So game. Man. Although we get to jump in. But I do have the ranged blaster here. I'll make sure to bully those lessers. Didn't hit the cock that I wanted, but yeah, doesn't matter. I didn't steal the fish stick, alright. Was looking like I would. One there. Just trying to help anyway. I didn't have speed! And to roll there and get armor and stuff. I didn't have enough speed to do it. not quite ready for that missile, so that was lucky now. This last week, okay, nice, it got sniped. Buffy's right on the other feet of the ranged blaster. Probably gonna be annoying. The other weapons will be fine with that though. Probably. It's not at all like the previous comp, which was just like immobile all around. That's for the Viper. Splattershot Pro is the shit and stuff, it just might not have hit paint at times. Righty. Right. Drop down here too. Just in here. Eh? Nice. What about the big shot? Okay, I got it. Actually, I would know because they wanna waste or anything. There's a possibility that more are spawning. Eye on it. Looks like the leader's looking as well, so that is nice. Yeah, this is not flying over basket. I killed here. Oh! Do not quite know what the flopper zone paint back was, but looks like it still exists. That felt not right. What happened just there? Oh my... the movement. Okay, can I line up this kill? Ah, one shot. No, I cannot. Here. Good, thank you. Come on. Again in the preview. Not a damn thing. I lost a game to that before, and what is still my best solo freelance run to date, in fact. Up here too. I had the last egg in hand and trying to throw it, but game wouldn't let me. Actually the last solo run I've done on this map even. Quite well already. But I never land up. Lot of time for this one, but I mean, at the very least till I lose a game. I think. See how early or how late that happens. Anyway, the current wave here. It's today, I got it. Oh nice! Better. Annoying though. Right, yeah, the car's moving, I'm fine with that. Position was a little bit awkward. One range blaster, got it, nice, thank you. Just looking at the head. Heal too, amazing. Right, it's wave 3. Didn't even notice. Yields with things strikes is always tricky. You're not literally going to a 3 units path. Things are just not alive anymore. In years. To get there. Was still the first game, right? It blends together, man. It blends together. Was a good start here. I'd absolutely be fine with keeping this team, of course. You know, I do like to present a good variety of players here in these Salmons episodes. We're not literally finding friends, and it would be rude to leave them or something. So yeah, I'll catch you in the lobby. Okay. Second game. Team. Did it clear fast again, but yeah, instead of finding the other team again, I just spread some usual errors. Pretty much guaranteed I'd get a new one, I guess. Cannons and later. I do like to play later outside of cannon, but I wouldn't do it in overfishing because of swim speed. I always do it in freelance. Precision snipes. Well, it's not mobile, it is certainly what you could call a mobile cannon. I'm here a bit to make sure the mouse isn't switching on a cannon or anything. I don't know what this stuff. The basket. That didn't go in, come on. What is this jank? A really crazy clip of how you can deliver ground eggs from like inside the little wall at the step there. Crazy. Like just found. Right, nothing like that exists on any other map because kids usually do not have wells near them. Well, that was a typical Cohock charge. On autopilot, never had to think about anything. Fine. Ah, looks like I actually got it. Splattershot Pro, definitely the best fish stick weapon out of the lot here. Only way range blaster's better if you can literally one-shot it from out of the sky. Just possible, but hard. I don't think I've ever loved this. And damages, I guess. That's a drop for range and you do. Oh! Came down so fast, dang, I must have seen it late. I'm about to move out, it just directs me. So if it's out, I was enough to kill. Afraid the 25 to... Paint your feet, you silly weapon! Or the wall or anything, what the heck? That was rude. I'll have to get started here. F3 we have ink strikes again. As I said, there is a certain risk of death sometimes when stuff like that happens. Only the junior is really... that is hard to kill. What I feel like is the most common cause of death for the junior is missing shots at point blank. Very relevant in Rush 2, unfortunately. Happen to find one. Not even now the odds to find a Rush with a Daily Salmons episode. Like 30% or something. Just a blank guess. I feel like I'm just moving around doing nothing here. Ah! Beacon got blocked, but alright. Got the letters cleared still, so... But... Moved out of there just in time, eh? Want that ink refill. Yeah, that snipe yielded it. Unhurt. Look like the one Porex coming to me, so... Yeah, this is the second game. Yeah, could use a bit more focus here. This was a little bit closer than it should have been. Because it took forever to actually get to the raid, I believe. And it's gamer by game, I guess. See you in the next lobby. We are back with a third game. This is team. There's anyone? Yes. We do. Ooh. Okay, interesting. Heal here. Got this here. I got S3. With range blaster there, I might die. This is like really interesting, right? Just steal this from the range blaster. Sticks with it, they... No damage. Will not be a problem with Junior. Okay, no, I'm just like not doing that. Oh no, I tried to save you, I'm so sorry. I now need to save myself too. Oh, I jumped, but it still hit me. That's a bit of input lag or something. Anyway. Still the same one, what a week that is, dang. That makes sense since I couldn't get the revive too on my friend. That was so unfortunate. That's really late armor too. Damage face. Where that went. Oh, boring. Oh, I do love it's not fresh still. I'll like just make some forbidden deal to never see Rush on this. That time the range blaster focus these lasers here. I'm the best weapon for them and it's not close. Coming. Oh, they're dropping right here. Ugh. Get out, get out. Oh. They're like dropping everywhere. Thought they were dropping somewhere else now, but nope. $38 no specials, I guess. So open up this. Well. Gotta do what you can to make tornadoes interesting, I guess. It means dying. That sentence doesn't make sense, I guess. Just talking because I have to, pretty much. That time the meter should be interested in doing a lot of attack a cannon. Well, this is a tasty Easter egg right here. That's good. Big shot. Do this early. Like waiting. There isn't enough to extract just yet. There's still a lot of time. Fun. Ah, yeah. Can have it. Using my safety here. Oops. Oh, these eggs were gone. Taken. And then. Yoink. Right, almost again. Good, I'd say. Boring and effective, this was it in a nutshell. That's how probably various games are gonna go, right? Honestly, I'm fully expecting to win like all games in this episode unless we get exactly Rush. Unfocused out ever. I get something really stupid has to happen. Like triple high tide and this or something. Catch you in the next. Right, so we have just jinxed this anyway, so it'll be the worst ever. It's university apparently. I'm gonna get rich after it probably though. I don't know, but he will be rich. This is not Rush. Ah, I was too slow here. Wow. Oh yeah, right, with Lita makes sense that actually get that stun there. Sure. I get it at this time. That looks like a no. Oh, doesn't quite getting it this time. Oh, that was here fast. No! I had time. How many turns did it take there and how fast? Here. Whale helps. The small furs are a problem here too. I really do something about them. Best of my limited ability. Can you get stunned already? No? I cannot climb the wall. Well, we're losing right here, GG. Settle that, I guess. We have this. Yeah, Gorilla's probably the second worst after Rush. Not Gorillas on this map, especially because of the right side. Just never goes well in freelance. Yeah, it is fine anyway. I'll catch you in the next lobby. Definitely jinxed it. I should just shut up, man. As long as we can get some more nice games, then we'll be fine, I guess. Here's another night. Would be Gorillas again. It's Gorillas again. Alright, we have one drop here. Redemption arc. Let's go. Movement, please. Notice the mole salmon fully painted, it does cause quite some problems. Movement sometimes. How the heck does that not go the good way? Nice. Oh, good stuns. They're amazing. Just like that, we are in good shape here. Oh! That was a quick double death. I have nowhere to go. Weapon that has a million years of end lag. Killed me before I could get out a shot in the face, rip me. Either way, honestly I'm just happy it will be a complete chill rotation for me. Oh, watch this be Rush, watch it be Rush. Alright, let's do this. Please come this way. Guess I'm not winning this way war. I did not get the egg. Yeah, no. That is nice, thank you. Make me fast enough. Oh, that's another death. Careful, careful. I could grab the egg. Let's jump down here. Filter. Okay, we've actually done it. Let's go. With horrible threats. This at high hazards and a bad time. Someone's one is in cannons. I can. There. Okay. More on the other player, it's me. Dang it. Well, is not hitting the fly fish. Wow. And then it's possible that is the surviving strike. Walking. That is how they survive whales too then, sometimes. Nice, we found Cohozuna. Oh yeah, I think that makes this rotation not exciting. It's not bonus. Found Boris could be so nice. Not today. Ooh. After the memes. Oh! Third. It's wrapped here. And please. SS. I missed the egg. Look at the target again. I wanna refill that ink tank. Another fly fish. Didn't look at the Mara, just it has my safety, everyone's safety. And yeah, still got 12 scouts. Why not? Will it be? Let's just say that. That is just about okay. Yeah, you in the next level. Gonna do a few more, I think. Was already the 5th, so yeah, let's do 2 more here. This one. Meat beak. Get that bee. I think less than 24 hours ago I still knew. I cannot throw that in surviving. Was also a little bit risky, but still fine. Yep. I love this thing. Nice, I got aggro at least. Even not for me. Ah. I guess we'll do this the slow way. Really slow way. That's embarrassing. Maybe we can do something with the lid there, but just need some clearing and the range blaster is just not here. Red Side Jr. can fire forever. What? Move forward, idiot, move forward. Not. Ooh. I'm not loving the junior for fish sticks, that is for sure. What is going on? Hmm? Okay, so Both player might be struggling here. They were the one who had the range blast and the previous weapon didn't really exist. Doubt. I was gonna say refill. Oh, okay, that works. Huh? Sure. No, run one, quite a bit downgrade compared to like what we had in the first wave. The power rack. I want power rack too. I have. I'll see you in the last game. No, I forgot to hit that record button on time, but here we are. Last game. Sorry for that. I'll miss a bit of that intro. No, I was gonna get hit there. Stuck there. There's hitbox. Got. Hi there. No. Wow. That's fun. Wow, then the egg bounced back there and I could have had it still. Dang it. Lucky with anything ever. Wait, there's a sad face here, another fake sad face. Why you go away from here, okay? Right. Ugh. I can just not. This is the Mothership. Like, probably the worst position that Lita could stand in. Anyway, that's that. Nothing strikes today. Just your lucky day, even when it isn't. Oh. But still. Oh, just beat all of this up. My fish survived. Super weak too. We have time. Wait. Nice. More coming, okay, Splatoon. Canister. That should make it switch. Unless a clearing, I'd say, was a bit better than killing my own mother. It's more space. Yeah, that's it. We've played 7 games. Mostly alright, we just kinda threw the gorillas. Things can always happen. The Adelan's Dragon. That title. This. I will in that next rotation. What is it again? I think it's one of this many suck guys without DPSs, right? That is right. It still looks like a pretty fun rotation actually. Actually, doesn't quite have low DPS even. It's okay. I'm looking forward to that. Watching and see you next trap.